Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 30-second artist talk. I know it's been sort of a month and a bit since you guys have received one. It has been very busy on my end and also on the artist whom we're speaking to today's. And I essentially went from, finishing residency and finishing the show there to getting hammered with four shows, two in New York, one in Barcelona, and one in London. And so we made it to NFT NYC, baby. Let's go. I gotta throw that in there. Sorry. But with me today, I have a great friend of mine whom I met, and I believe Mint MTL last year. Um, Great friend, amazing artist. We get to talk to him today. With me, I have EARTHSAMPLE. Sir, please introduce yourself in the glorious ways.
Hi there. I'm Earth Sample. My first name's Daniel. I mean, Anubis, you can just call me Daniel for this. You usually call me Daniel anyways.
This is true.
Um, who am I? I'm an artist. Right now I do sort of found artwork where I go out with my camera and take photos of various different forms and textures that I come across in the world. And then I take those photos and isolate for certain things in them in Photoshop and then collage them together. And lately I've been doing a series of works that is more internet found art. So it's pretty much all screenshot
Sir.
based. And with that series, I'm essentially exploring the various emotions and experiences that I've been having with being, well, for lack of better terms, like chronically online. I mean, ever since joining the space, it's kind of tough not to be. I'm sure you know. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing on my side. I also work at Mocha. I do some stuff for them.
Yes, sir. Let's
Um,
go. Mocha
yeah, shout out
team.
Mocha.
Shout out Mocha for real. Yo. I like this little intro, sir. Nice, very nice. You know what you're doing.
Awesome.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I had that in my mind. I was like, I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna be um oh, it's funny. The word that I'm trying to pull up is the exact opposite of what is going on right now where I can't find the word. Eloquent with my words.
I
Um,
see.
but yeah, I'm
Nice.
I'm happy to be here. It's been a long time coming.
Yo, it has. We've actually, to those listening, we've tried to record this a couple of times, and every time I think one of us missed the time or something happened.
Yeah.
We're just like, and then yesterday I was like, "Yo, let's do this." And he was like, "Yeah, let's do this," and then here we are today doing this.
Yep.
It, I mean, I like. I already tell you this all the time, right? But I'm a huge fan of your work. Whenever met you, right, you used the title. I still think it's the gnarliest title. It's actually very cool, right? I'm a lens-based artist. I was like, damn, sheesh, that's got a nice ring to it, brother. You know?
Yeah, I like lens-based artists because usually you think of just pure photography when that happens
Mm.
or when people say that, but um I mean my work is primarily photography as well, but it's definitely not straight up photography. It's sort of
Uh,
like remixed photography, reworked photography, found art photography.
well,
I
yeah,
find I can't call myself a lens-based artist now because I'm doing a lot of internet stuff. At least that's where I'm headed for the time being.
just into the meme hole. Are
Yeah,
you headed?
the lady bro. But we're not going to go down the milady path.
Oh no, dude, that's too much. That's a can of worms.
Yeah, man. We
That's
always do.
Dude, every time, like to those listening, like we've gone down this rabbit. We actually go down this rabbit hole. I think every time we talk about this because it's so fucking fascinating, but
It
we'll
is,
avoid
man.
it. Um, but man, it's like I mean, I'm also really starting to like some of your recent work. And to those watching, I actually I didn't tell Daniel what's the layout for this, but usually there's gonna be three works of yours on the screen for the whole talk, right? And then so the middle anime like one, that's your most recent one, right?
Yeah, that's my most recent one.
I mean, like I remember when you sent in the chat, I was like, "Yo, that's fire!" Like you hitting too many, like it's like you said, internet found sort of art, screenshot, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
and then you managed to mint, and then like you minted it, and then there's like the little nice mocha in there, the little nice super rare. You get to see the little what is it? Etherscan transaction. I really like the Etherscan transaction because it just like it fits the work so well. And then you got the CDs at the tops are very nice.
Oh, thank you, dude. Definitely a bit inspired by Max Osiris. I
Oh,
super like
really?
Max Osiris's work. Yeah, I really fuck with that guy's work. And not necessarily in the visuals where I'm inspired by it. Definitely a bit. Like I have another
Mm,
work that I'm gonna be putting out that is very not necessarily directly Max Osiris, but um it's definitely somewhat inspired by Max Osiris. But I really like his use of like internet.
you know, I I really fuck with Max. Like, what is it?
Yeah, he's a
He's
cool
like,
artist, dude.
dude, he is, and it's like he's such an eccentric character. But
Yeah.
dude, he's actually insane, bro. Like the amount of times, like he's insane in a good way. He's actually insane in a good because like you know, when I first saw him and I first interacted with him, I was like, yo, your rants can be a bit too much, you know. But then
Mhm.
now that I've, because like you know, everybody's like, yo, he's like he might be drunk or like he's tweeting out that he's drunk or something, and I'm like, okay. But then I having like interacted with him a few times, like over the last few months, like no, that dude's an actual fucking G, bro. Like that man is,
He
you know,
is. And he's super nice too, from what I
dude,
can
he
tell from just
is.
like the Twitter spaces that he's a part of. He's a nice guy. He's just done a lot of psychedelics.
Dude, yeah, and it's like, well, did you hear the story? Like, he tweeted this out once, where apparently he fucking got fed irradiated mushrooms when he was a kid. I was like, wait, hold on. I was like, hold on. He literally tweeted it out, and I was like, Max, you can't just drop that. I need like
Yeah.
you gotta explain.
That's
I don't,
crazy,
dude.
dude.
It's why, like, yeah, but I really fuck with his art. Like, I think he's one of the early people in this space to start utilizing like photo mosh, right, and like just phone apps to like make work and
Yep.
then mint it. And
Yeah, and I like how he's differentiated from the trash art stuff, right? Like
it's true. Oh,
he's definitely made like some trash art stuff, but his stuff is not. I cannot classify that as trash art. And not to
well,
say trash art is bad. Like I fuck with trash art.
actually, I mean, this is a little tiny little nice segue. Like, how do you feel about trash art? I'm curious. We haven't really talked about trash art that much, unless I think we talked about it a bit because in that after that Robness Q&A we had with VCA,
Yes, that was a good Q&A.
that was.
I like trash art, dude, and I think it's because I've just been around Colborne a lot. Um, I like the momentariness of it. It's I don't really care if it takes like 20 minutes to make an art piece
Mm,
because like with trash art, it's not. I don't really think it's the actual visuals of the art; it's the context behind it, right?
yep. Yeah, no,
And I
it's
definitely like that.
like the way I always viewed it is like, you know, it's the way it's the I've tried to tell I think I've told this to Robness a few times as well. But trash art is the the evolution, right, of the data movement into the digital space, right, where it's like highly conceptual, it can critique and make fun of anything. Now, I personally don't enjoy seeing a shit ton of images of fucking trash cans and
Yeah,
totters. Like, I respect the ethos behind that, but like, god damn,
yeah, it's
to
a
me
bit much now.
yeah, no, well, to me it's like trash art is much broader than an actual trash can, right? Like that's just like semantics to me. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I see trash, haha, trash.
Yeah,
But like in the same sense where it's like somebody calls this artwork trash because it's quickly made or whatever. That's to me sort of, you know, the Trojan horse that you use as as a trash artist, right? That sort of knowing critique that somebody's gonna be like, oh, that's so I could do that, you know, and
yeah.
right, and it's like, I
I
mean,
like the whole um copyright aspect of it too.
dude, I really
I
fuck with
like
that.
using that. Like I like when people use that stuff. I think like a lot of these in like 50 years down the road, whatever. I think a lot of these quote unquote banned tokens from OpenSea Like those are legendary in my eyes. Anything that gets banned from OpenSea, shout out RRBAYC. Um, I definitely like those. I think someone should make a marketplace with
I agree.
only banned tokens, quote unquote banned tokens, because you can't ban a token; it's there
You can't.
forever.
Yeah, no, and it's also like that's a thing where it's like OpenSea is just like we delisted this. All right, cool. Um, we'll find it. Unless see the problem with that is if you're an artist that launched a collection using OpenSea's shared storefront contract, right, and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't mint any of those PCs, wow, pieces. Um, I don't know. Somebody can say like, "Oh, you signed a transaction, all that jazz," but I don't know. You know, they have pretty much full control over that contract. They can, you know, like in the same way where Pac can code a token to be launched and then to be sent back to him. I'm pretty sure OpenSea can find a way to
Mm,
like, you know, destroy the tokens that are on its own contract or even from their end rug the metadata because we're technically collaborators on that contract, right? So they have control.
mm.
That's hope I don't know. That could be it, right? And but other than that,
Yeah,
like yeah, those tokens, like if you're launched on like a Metafold contract, yeah, those are on the blockchain. They just get delisted. You can't view them like on OpenSea, but they're still there, right? And so,
yeah. This is the OpenSea thing's a problem, man.
yo, it is
They're like a straight monopoly. Monopoly.
straight. You know, well, it's. I think it's pretty much the same with everything now, right? Because like Super Rare does the same thing. Even FX Hash does the same thing.
Is
Um,
FX Hash taking stuff down?
yeah, yeah. It's like
Really?
so. Like there was this person who messaged in a specific Discord, and they were like, "Yo, could you guys talk about this?" Uh, they banned it, and it's like I did not agree with the precedent, but I could not be seen supporting the stance with that artwork. You know, I was like, "Ain't no way, ain't no
Yeah,
way."
I get what you mean.
Like I was like, "Sorry, bro, not my fight. I apologize. I agree with like this is bullshit that the fact that FX Hash is doing to you, but like." Part of me is like, "Ain't no way! Did you try to mint this, brother?"
Like I'm down for like a societal consensus being like, ah, we don't want this, but it's like, and not to say that it should be banned. I don't even know where the
Mhm.
line is drawn with banning stuff. Like that's such a huge thing. I don't like these corporations just coming in and banning the shit. Like what is this? Isn't this like I came into this space late, so I don't even have the hard roots of the whole crypto ethos, but I've
Mhm.
definitely adopted a lot of it. At least I'd like to think.
Oh well, I was gonna say like you're one of the people. Well, you're one of the few people who's actually come in sort of towards the beginning, right? Early beginnings or early signs of the bear market, right?
Hmm.
But you immediately like gravitated towards the ethos, not the money, right? Because like
Well, that's what the point of this all is,
yep,
right? Like,
I agree. Yeah, it's like it's fucking crazy. Bro. It's fucking crazy.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this space moves. I really like what's going on right now, though, with like the decoupling of NFT and crypto art. I think that's good.
Oh, as in like like the actual full. I see that because like some sales in Super Rare have been going. Well, hey,
Super's
I
been
mean,
popping lately, dude.
yo, hey, we gotta congratulate you, brother. You got another sale
Thank you,
as
dude.
well.
Shout out Path, man.
Yes,
That
sir.
guy just loves anime. I was going through his I was going through his wallet after he picked it up because he's picked up one of my other works before, and that wasn't the anime work. But this guy loves anime, dude. He has
Yo,
so many works collected, man. He has like over 3,000.
it's yeah, dude. Some people have a lot. I don't. To me, it's also like it's great. It's fucking great. I'm just like, damn, bro, 3,000 art NFTs,
It's a
like
lot.
shit. You know, like damn.
How does he even like look at his works? There has to be some sort of way to aggregate those works into. I mean, what like looking at 3,000 works on OpenSea? That's not. I don't think that's desirable.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I mean, I mean, like, I don't think it's also out of the realm of possibility to think that he's forgotten that he owns a few.
Oh,
It's
dude, I'm
right,
sure, man.
right. Like it's 3,000. It's like shit. um, you know, it's like I mean, there is a lot of problems we have to solve in this space in regards to how people look at work and how people consume work. Like, other
Yeah,
than
I
just
mean,
the
for
type of
sure.
work we consume, right? Because actually, this is one of the your best quotes, sir. Right. I remember I was talking to Dale. This man, like, I think spends like 2 weeks. I think it was about 2 weeks into the space or something. And you just hit me with like this one liner where you're like, man, there's a lot of content in the space. And I was just like, oh shit. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. No,
You're
it's
right,
like it's
sir.
because Twitter is the place where things get discovered, and when you tap into the preteen algorithm with these whatever quotes and whatever art, like it goes viral, right?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it's like there is a lot of content,
Is
and no,
that
no flame, no.
I was gonna be like, is that as far as you're gonna take it? Like, there's a lot of content. That's it. That's all we get. I mean, like, yeah, no, I agree. It's
It's
just,
just it's a product of the algorithm, though. It's because
it
people
is.
figure out like this
Well,
shit works, and I'm making ETH off of this now,
yeah, straight up.
and I'm sure they like making it too. So
Yeah.
it's like it's cool, like whatever. I don't really rock with it, but like
I
do your
don't,
thing.
I don't rock with it. The thing that worries me is content usually has an age, right? Like, has a time, and then people move on. Right.
Yes.
And it's like specifically with content that's more guaranteed than just art, right? Like if you're an artist, you can have people that follow your whole career. If you're like a sort of content creator, right? I mean, like we've been around on YouTube, like watching YouTubers long enough that we realize like there's a bunch of YouTubers we no fucking no longer watch that we used to love, right? In the same sense,
Hmm.
there's a bunch of maybe there's gonna I worry for those who are like, selling massive numbers, right? Just like as you would as a content creator, get massive numbers. What happens when that slump comes? Because like that slump is also 10 times harder when it hits for content creators than it is for artists, because it's like I think like a part of it's like the mass appeal, right? It's like you're appealing to the masses, where an artist you can appeal to a
Totally.
few, right? Like Andreas says this, where it's like you can survive off of 3 or 5 collectors your whole career, right? Like they will just
Hmm.
come back and keep buying your work over and over because they like it that much.
I mean, Token Angel buys like every single Max Osiris piece.
Dude, it's true. I was looking at his page, it's like, holy shit, okay, he's just got this, got that, got this. I
This
was
guy
like,
loves Max. No,
no, I
but
mean,
you're totally right, dude. I mean, I think they'll pivot. Like a lot of these guys are young and they're technically skilled. Um, I'm sure most of them will figure it out. Some of them might not. Um, but at the end of the day, like they know how to work social media.
it's true.
They know how to appeal to people. Their technical skills are good, for the most part,
These are the factoids.
and I'm sure they're really smart as well, and they're highly personable. Like a lot of these people are really really good people.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and I'm not like, no, this is not like, we're not, to those listening, we're not shit talking the character, right? It's like, they're smart people. Oh, absolutely. Like, yes, sir. They're getting like mad likes on Twitter, they're getting mad interaction.
Yeah, I mean, people will figure it out. Like, especially because most of us here, or at least not most of us, but a lot of us here are like early 20s, right? Like,
Well, I don't know about that one, bro.
yeah, I guess not.
Dude,
I
it's
guess I
like,
mean more so in sort of like the like pop and Twitter type stuff.
oh, I see. Yeah, okay. No, I see that. Because,
And I
yeah.
guess the people that we hang around too, like where
Yeah.
we youth. I know there's a lot of people who are older as well, and shouts out to them. Um,
It was weird to me one time, like there was somebody's like, how old are you guys? And I was scrolling through a thread of like 30s and 40s. I was like, damn, bro, where the young people at? Where my people at?
yeah,
But
I think
then,
it's because like a lot of young people just fade crypto, dude.
you
And we weren't around in the time when crypto, or we were around, but we were like just playing video games and shit, and like playing in the park when when dudes were like mining Bitcoin. and like learning about this. And now I find with like the mass appeal or the mass messaging on social media and even legacy media is like crypto is bad, like NFTs are bad, like
It's
it's
crazy.
all crazy ass psyop.
Dude,
Um,
bro, there are 3 videos in the last 2 days alone about fucking the NFT loot box. I was like, what the fuck is that, bro? Like, who the fuck, like, who in their right mind would buy an NFT, an NFT console? I was like, what the fuck? Like, the fuck is this? And then also, dude, you want to hear the funniest thing? This will actually make you laugh. Do you know who CoffeeZilla is?
I do.
He put out a recent video called NFT NYC sucked, right? It's fucking, I couldn't watch it because, like, at this point, I'm like, you can keep hammering on the shitty PFP for as long as you want, but you know the art part of NFTs still exist, and you guys are clearly fucking avoiding it, right? And so this time he literally puts a picture of everybody's pieces, which mine was in, and he's like, "These NFTs were designed to price you out." I was like, "No, they fucking weren't. They're art. Like we chose our own fucking pricing. Are you fucking telling me that a fucking painting that's or a work of art that's asking for $1,000 fucking is made to price people the fuck out? Like motherfuckers that spend like $1,000 on their fucking iPhone every fucking New Year, really?" And I clicked it off at that point. I was like, okay, these dudes, like, I guarantee you half of these YouTubers are going to be releasing their own FTs in like 10, 20 years. Like, no,
Yeah, I mean for sure. The thing is, it's the easiest content. Everyone hates it. It's the scapegoat
straight
of our
up.
times. At least
Dude,
one of the scapegoat of our times.
and you know what?
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're what was I gonna say? Um, it'll come back to me. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was just going to say, like, it's also funny that gaming YouTubers shit on NFTs so much and like, dude, the excuse I hear from them all the time is like, it's just a JPEG. And I'm like, I mean, technically, all their careers are literally built on MP4 files playing an exe file. So I don't see the difference. I really don't. you know?
Yeah, I mean people like I'm sure people would hate on like Tezos NFTs without even just because there's NFT, but it costs like some of these works, like crazy ass works, cost less than your Fortnite skin or League of Legends skin.
Yep.
And there's what? It's proof of stake, right?
Tezos, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's also 99% greener than Ethereum.
yeah. So it's like all of the main points are just down the drain with that. But I'm sure like there's just such a lack of understanding going on. And how did this hate even start? Was it's the Bored Apes, no? Like
No, no.
the
Oh,
absurdity of that?
no. It literally started way before the Board Apes, man. It started with a bunch of articles saying that blockchain consumes more energy in a transaction than this amount, and then a bullshit article came out that was literally full of completely wrong information that the whole space literally pointed it out. And then Kotaku put out a fucking article saying NFTs are dead. A bunch of YouTubers for over like a year have literally been making a video every 6 months saying NFTs are dead, and it's like, here comes the next video. Oh, they're dead again, brother. Shit. And it's just it got magnified a bit more when actual well like when Bored Apes took a lot of money and like the scams started to come in a lot,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, yeah, it's just like it's also like, you know how YouTubers are, like they react when like a YouTuber they hate releases an NFT, and also shitty YouTubers jumped on that NFT bandwagon so quick, like fucking
Yep.
even fucking Floyd Mayweather, bro. Like,
Yeah, dude.
but we're here on the art side. Fuck all that fucking weird shit, bro. We care about one thing here. It's art.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the art side of things is there's actual meaning here, and there's actual talent, and I mean there's so much talent. It's insane. Shout out to Joe Peace. His shit is crazy. Um, we're literally in like we're in the shadows. You say that a lot, and it's true. Like for you and I, you say that, but as a whole, with like what we know as, I guess, what would be known as crypto art, as opposed to NFTs, it's super bustling, and it's a true community as well. Obviously, there's some like whatever shit on Twitter, but like, we have a lot of friends here, dude, and there's a lot of people that we actually like truly care about, and there's a lot of people who make insanely good art. And to have that lumped in with like the whole NFT thing, I think that's I mean, it's changing. It's already changing.
I think it's changing as well. It's also where it's like, people will shit on artists because people don't like artists making money, because it's essentially our existence is like proof that if you pursue what you want, you can also sometimes have fun with it. That's not allowed.
Yeah,
And
they
so
want us
just
in offices, dude.
well,
Shit.
dude, yeah, and it's like dude, because like almost every argument against NFT is sort of the same argument laid against artists in the real world, right? It's just a painting, it's just a drawing, bro. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Well, like, damn, bro. Like, not sit, not sit and like type Excel sheets or like burn my hands in a fucking deep fryer like I used to, that sort of thing.
Yeah, man.
And it's just like in that sense where the one thing I really like about the crypto art scene is it's actually like the advancement of a lot of the problems we have in the fine art world.
Hmm.
Um, Now, although we are falling in a lot of, or not we, but like the space, and a lot of actors in the space are proceeding to fall in a lot of problems with what is it? With like normal art history stuff, right? Like the stuff that you shouldn't, the stuff that you shouldn't do, you know, and like the stuff that you should do or the stuff that you should be aware of. However, like that's slowly getting addressed and like weaned out from the space. Um,
Maybe. I mean, I saw a tweet either today or yesterday that I thought was a really good tweet, and it said, um, "Same gate, different keepers."
yep.
And it's definitely happening, dude. Like, there's definitely. I mean, it's way more open than the traditional art world, but there's definitely like levels to this shit.
Well,
Um, and
you want
I
to
think
hear?
it's going to get solidified more.
Well, I agree, dude. You want to hear the funniest thing too?
Let me
I
hear it.
was, I was, uh, no hate to Cosimo de Medici. Although this man's, I mean, you know, I expect a little bit better. He put out this fucking thread today. And I think in his third tweet, he was like, if you told me a year ago that ETH sub 2K or 1,500, I would have told you were crazy. And I was like, really? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, everybody in the space was calling for this shit. Like, what the fuck? I think, like, who the fuck told you you're crazy? Like, and then I realized, like, who are we? Like, again, no shade towards Cosimo. Like, that man has literally, like, spent and supported a shit ton of fucking artists. But also, like, who are we holding as like massive
Well, we all know
gatekeep?
who he is, right?
Well, I don't know, man. Like, well, has it been verified that it's
I
fucking
don't
Snoop
know.
Dogg?
And yo, dude, it feels like like saying Voldemort type shit, where it's like a forbidden word to
Dude,
dox him. Isn't it Snoop?
I
It's Snoop,
don't, dude.
right?
Well, that's the thing. It's like it was like
Because
I
Bianca is Sia.
I don't know if is Bianca fully Sia?
Yeah,
Like,
dude, I
is
was
that
in a
okay?
Martin Shkreli space, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm Sia."
Wait, hold on. Was that the Miladies Martin Scorsese space?
No, no, it's a different one.
Dude, he left that space one time, Milady space, and they gave him a fucking Milady. He was like, what the fuck? So, like, I mean, if Cosimo is Snoop, still, like, Snoop,
Shout out to Snoop,
well,
bro. Shout out.
shout out Snoop, but also, like, Snoop, you got people around you, man. Who the fuck didn't tell you that ETH is going below 1,500?
Oh my god.
Like, wait a minute. I read that and I literally didn't read the rest of the thread. I was like, hey, no way. Like,
Yeah, but I read that thread too. Wasn't the main point like
I think it
crypto
was.
art is like gonna live and PFPs are on the decline sort of thing?
Yeah, I think I skimmed through some of it, but like I think it was along those lines. But I'm of the belief that PFPs are really never gonna go away.
No, dude, I love my funk.
right? Oh yeah, shout out Funks, bro. Shout out Funks for
Shout
real.
out Funks, bro. I don't know why they get so much hate. I think I just missed that in the Twitter sphere. But Funks, the Funk community is full of some of the most
Yo, for
interesting,
real,
intelligent people in the space.
for real. Like, hey,
Facts.
yo, Tej, right? The fucking 7 foot Australian man's we have been making it.
Hedgy, bro. That guy.
Tej,
I want to meet that guy.
dude, his voice is so deep. For those who are like, who the fuck is Tej? So me and Earth Sample are in a sort of artist collective called Making It on Twitter. We got I
About
think,
making it.
yeah, because we making it, right. We out here making things. It's like
Facts.
we actually wait. Daniel, you were part of the show, no?
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, me and Daniel, we part of one of the shows that I had in that was in NYC was a Making It show where I mean, I think it was a beautiful sort of. Although Finn did all the work,
Shout
most
out
of the
Finn, dude.
bit.
Holy shit. Yeah, Finn hard carried that.
Dude, they did like full on carried the whole fucking thing. Prince location, but also on the other side, like where Tej like got the multi sig wallet set up, and we got the cards and everything. It's sort of
Hmm.
it's also it was a nice refresher to actually see other people care about the ethos of the space and realize what it can do to us as artists trying to make it right because we're out
Totally.
here
I,
making.
I can tell that. Is it Tej or is it Teji? I don't know, but I can
Dude, I
tell
don't
that
know,
guy
bro.
cares, dude. I can tell that guy is like about the shit, man.
Yo, the whole making it group is for real. Like it's just
Facts. I think the
uh,
reason why I say like Teji is because he has a funk.
funks
I
are
give
cool.
I give
Like
respect to the funks, man.
I like the idea of the funks, like heavily conceptual, right? Like a big fuck you to the crypto punks, but also they're left, and I'm left-handed. So
Shout out left-handed people. My dad's left-handed.
respect,
But
respect.
no, dude, the people in making it are legit as fuck. I highly respect the people in making it.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, you're part of making it too, brother. Let me.
I'm 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 pretty honored to be a part of it, to be honest. I quite like the people inside of it, and I think their work is really good.
Like, yeah, we got Alex, we got fucking Bruno, we got Blues, we got Andreas, we got Nathan, we got Teji, we got
There's a
Finn,
whole list. Omente
bro.
Hoven.
Yeah, Beethoven, we have fucking Subtle, Bubble, we have CYDR, Cider.
I
I don't
fuck with
know.
Cider's shit.
Dude, Cider shit's fucking insane. Bro, that whole group stacked. We stacked.
Mm-hmm.
We stacked. Like, actual. We got Terrell, Roswell, shit. I mean,
Shout out, dude.
dude, we were trying to yesterday. We were literally trying to be like, "Yo, Roswell, don't send that shit to your to your job, bro. Keep it for yourself."
Crazy, he's doing shit for Lil Skies, man.
Dude, I don't know who Little Skies is. Do you listen
He's a
to Little Sky?
rapper. I don't listen to Lil Skies, but I know he was popping. I don't know if he's still popping, but he's definitely known.
You were on that. You're on that Bane. No, Blade. My bad. Bane.
Blade is the bane of me, along with Milady.
Hey, there you go.
No, I
Dude,
love Blade, dude.
I searched Blade and it gave me the fucking vampire, bro. Shit. Yeah. Well, I realized we've been talking for about 30 minutes and we haven't really talked about your art at all. This conversation carried on as if we were just talking without recording. Um, but sir, so like, while we were talking, people have been looking. Hopefully, right? People have been looking at the screen and seeing your artworks, right? And um, we're well, like I know you mentioned like you're exploring some like internet found art stuff, but like, is that what you're fully working on, or what you doing? What
I
is
mean,
what?
right now,
Yes,
that's what
sir.
I'm doing. But I'm definitely getting the pang. I'm getting pangs to go out and take photos. I don't know. It's really just moment to moment based.
Let me
Um,
see.
there's definitely like an overarching plan in my head, but it's quite vague of sorts. It's more so a feeling and like a blurry vision. Um, in terms of how I'm going to structure the releases of things. But the way that I make art is very, very inspiration strikes sort of thing. Like we were
Mhm.
talking before this call about burnout and making art all the time, and for me, like I can't make art all the time. That's not some. I'm not built for that. I have like just tons of different sprints. Like when I feel like making art, I just go in Photoshop and I make shit. I make sure to seize those moments. It's I can't do the work every
Editing.
day
I see.
type thing. I mean, every day I'm on Photoshop, but more so in terms of like really, really like working on shit. That comes usually at like 2 in the morning. Um, Inspiration strikes, capture that shit, go to bed at 6, and just repeat. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing moving forward. I'm really interested in the found internet stuff right now,
Mhm.
just because that's my life right now, dude. Like I am just online all the time.
You're just an internet culture. You're an internet hermit. Am I
Dude,
using?
I am. And I don't know how good that is, but
Yo,
that's what it
what?
is right now.
Yo, thank fuck I used hermit correctly. I was like, I don't know if that's the right word and shit.
Yeah, I'm a self-proclaimed hermit. I don't go outside much, dude. Like I'm
Dude, I
definitely a hermit.
I don't go outside much either. It's I mean, like low key, this NFT space, like and the crypto art space, requires you not to fucking go outside
Dude,
because like
high key, bro.
it's like we have become sort of you know well it's just yeah no this it's like everything is constantly related to the space and it's like you have to be online. What if I get a sale? What if that? And see that's why I want to go camping so much. But you sir hate touching grass apparently.
No, I fuck with touching grass. I'm just not down for the camping, dude. That shit is, dude. I've read too much shit about fucking skinwalkers and stuff like this. I know they don't exist, but man, we're gonna like smoke a joint and just I'm just gonna skits out, bro.
Yeah, what are skinwalkers? Those are actually those sound
You're not even supposed to say it out loud, according to the lore. But they're
Are you
essentially these beings
serious?
that can just like take form of anything. It's like the classic story of like, oh, like you're hanging out with four people, but there's like a fifth there, and you don't really recognize it, you don't really realize it, but then later
Oh,
on, you're like, wasn't there another person here? Oh, but we only invited four people. But I
yo,
swear, like
what the
everyone feels another person.
Hey, yo. Hold on, sir. I'm scared.
Yeah, dude, it's freaky, right?
Hey, listen, we'll come camp in the streets of Toronto, brother. That's where
Dude,
we.
that's even worse, bro. I don't want to fucking. I'd rather run to a skinwalker than the fuckers that are out in Toronto, like the crackheads. Bro, my mom was on the subway, and she told me that a packed subway train. She told me there's this guy who was wearing like this huge trench coat, like obviously homeless,
Mhm.
super dirty, had bird shit all over him, was just walking up and down
What the fuck?
the car like muttering, holding a fucking pigeon, bro. Like holding a live pigeon just on the TTC, covered in bird shit, super dirty, just muttering, walking up and down the train. Dude,
Yo,
like Toronto's getting kind of weird, man. Like
dude,
every time I go on the subway, there's always, and you know, I don't want to demonize these people by any means because it's not their fault. Like a lot
mhm.
of it is really circumstantial and out of their control. But um, fuck, like there's a really bad homeless problem going on right now. I'm not trying to camp out in the streets of Toronto. We can camp in my backyard. That's fine.
Yes. Hey, I'm down for that. Also, I remember like one of the very first moments I realized like, hold on, something's terribly wrong here. I was in the subway in Montreal as well, and this dude tried to smoke meth with a meth pipe in the middle of the subway in the middle of COVID. I
Shit.
was like, "Hey, yo, we got COVID," and it's just like that one. I was like, "Hold on, I don't. This is something weird." And then, man, yeah, no, it was just weird. But I'm curious, like now, so Montreal has a lot of like French architecture, right? You get to see a lot of well, not a lot of weird textures because I don't know what the textures are like in Toronto, but you get to see like a sort of more French-like texture, in the
Mm-hmm.
roofs, for example, right? Or like the brick layout, right?
Yep.
Or if we're talking to Untitled, we can like just go for 30 minutes about arches, right? And that
Yep.
sort of thing. How
Shout out
is
Untitled, bro.
dude? Shout out Untitled for real. Man's is going insane with his non-Euclidean geometry. Or I
Dude,
think his work
rooms are gonna
attempt,
be crazy.
dude. They already have rooms in on Cyber, by the way.
I saw, yeah.
Dude, it looks sick. I was like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
yes. But how are like the textures in Toronto? Like, have you been? I know you've also used a lot of textures from your grandpa's garden, right? And some of your own.
Yeah.
But how has Toronto been?
Toronto is not as good as Montreal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like dirty textures here, which is good.
Mhm.
But I've been finding more stuff in Montreal for sure. Though
Like,
the best place that I've been for this is Hong Kong, no doubt. That
dude,
place has the best. It's the best place to be for the type of work that I like to do.
I
Um,
you went there
RIP Hong
during
Kong.
you went the. Did you just say R.I.P. to Hong Kong? Is
Yeah,
that
dude.
okay? Yes, sir. Rest R.I.P. Hong Kong. Yes, sir. This
Yeah, I mean it's
this
not done, but it's done. Like China
dude.
took over.
Yeah, I know it's a really sad thing, especially given like to see. I mean, it was really cool as a person who's gone through a revolution, seeing like students do that shit in
Dude,
protest. Dude,
seriously.
it
And the
was
way that they were doing it too was so organized without having a leader. It was so good faith. It was like, I mean, I haven't, I've only seen that in person. Like I was there
mm,
during the protests. I haven't seen any other protests going on. I don't like calling them riots. A lot of people call them riots. Um,
that's I think that's because they don't have an actual understanding of a protest, or they have never been in a real protest.
yeah. I don't know, dude. The Hong Kongers were just fucking built different. Like the integrity of those protesters was so high,
Dude,
so high. And talking to them, like they're people our age, dude, and like just fighting for freedom against big China. That's like one of the most terrifying things you can do.
it's true.
And a
Oh,
lot of them got
absolutely,
fucked, man. A lot of them got
dude.
arrested, shipped off to China.
Mainland, yeah, no, that's what happened to Ai Weiwei too, right? Like,
Oh yeah, who
you know,
follows you?
yes, yeah, yeah, that's still one of my wildest days. Like, that's actually when that happened, I was like, "Hey, no way, I'm in this space for fucking ever." You're like, the government is gonna have to come and steal my seed phrase from me, bro.
Yeah.
It's just
Not to
like,
mention X copy, bro. You got the
dude,
X copy. I
hey,
know you don't. I know you don't say
bless
it
you,
often,
sir.
but X copy follows you, bro.
Bless you, sir. You know,
I
it's
knew this is an
I.
OG. He's a fucking OG.
Yeah, I've only been here since of October 2020. It's like it's not that OG compared to like Xcopy or even
Yeah,
Carlos. Like,
I know, but it's still like you're still like at the. I would. I mean, this began what like. I mean, Pepe's were 2016.
yeah,
People were making NFTs what a couple years before that. Like real,
2000.
like not even at all, kind of.
Yeah,
Dude,
it was.
you're definitely there near the. I mean, you were there before the whole explosion, right? When did the
Yeah,
Beeple shit happen?
dude, the
Was it?
people shit happened. I think March or May of 2021, around there.
Yeah,
Like I remember ETH sub 1,000. I remember that fully. Like that, I remember minting on ETH sub 1,000 for a few
dude, I
months.
remember that too, bro. Fucking like 3 weeks ago, that was lit.
Yo, goddamn, dude.
Hopefully, it goes back. I'm trying to fucking accumulate.
Dude, yo, for real, bro. Like, although I'm a bit happy, I managed to pay my rent. Yes, ETH went up a bit,
That
but it's
is a
just
plus.
yeah, that is a plus. But it's just like yeah, hey, thank you, sir. But I like yo, I'm really curious about your fucking your Hong Kong trip because like we've talked about this a few times. We've also talked about the nature of political art that sort of I think it was we talked about apartment graffiti. No, I believe so.
Yes, we did.
And like, I mean, that must
Over a
have been
cigarette. That was a good
over.
night.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. I mean, like, dude, that must have been a fucking experience as well. Because it's just, from the certain, media, um, interpretations I've seen and like the media depictions I've seen, like, it sort of feels like a weird, well, not weird, but like a sort of strong political undertones, right? And that you can feel throughout the city, and then you see it in the graffiti, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like the only way some people can express themselves without getting caught and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also like I really like the aspect of it where it's like the utilization of public things like the apartment or the walls of the apartment that you live in, right, or the building you live in, because it cannot be confiscated from you, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
it, right? And it's like that's why I brought up Ira, because like his when he got arrested, his studio got fucking destroyed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my art teacher, my art history teacher was like, yeah, his she really liked to pinpoint on that specific thing out of all things. I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay. She was like, they destroyed his multi-million um studio, and I was like, oh, that is fucked up. It, it was in response to, I think, his piece about a school collapsing or something, and they just like arrested him. It's like fucking wild.
That's
So,
China, dude.
but like,
Yeah,
how was?
it was amazing, man. Like I feel so lucky to have gone. I went for study abroad. This was in 2019. So I got there in August. This is my first time like leaving North America.
Mm.
So I got there and it's a fucking anime, dude. Like you get there, you get off the plane, like you breathe the air. It feels like you're fucking inhaling like a blanket. The air is so dense and it's so extremely humid. And you drive in from the airport on this long highway over the water, and slowly but surely these massive, massive apartments and condos and just high rises come into view. Like it's like Neon Genesis Evangelion type vibe, a little bit like entering the city, but you get into the
Mm.
city and it's just like it's fucking insane. It's like New York on steroids and Asian, on crack and Asian. Like it is the densest shit ever. The people there are so nice, completely full of life. I also went during one of the most charged times in history of that place. So the people were especially um, friendly and giving, and
I see.
like it felt so communal. Everyone was down. Like I don't know, but the my trip there was awesome, dude. Like I went as a student. I
Mm.
I made my I made it so I only had classes on Monday and Tuesday. So I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday
Sheesh.
off, and of course Saturday, Sunday. So I would just do classes Monday, Tuesday, and then explore the city with some friends for the rest of the week. And I was there for about 4 months.
Nice, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, it
I
was it was like it was like being in a different world, man. I miss it dearly.
I
Um,
imagine, bro. Like I was looking quickly at some of the pictures, and it's like, it's funny. Like people, like I remember, and I would go on Discord's what is it, Urban Hell, right?
mhm.
Sorry, Reddit's Urban Hell, and I would see like pictures of Egypt, and it would look freaky, but it's like you sort of miss it once you experience it because everything is so close. Everything you can like feel the culture in the air.
Mhm.
Literally, you can feel the people. And again, like that community aspect of it too, where everybody's welcoming. Because like, where the fuck you gonna do? Everybody lives on top of fucking each other, you know.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Do you manage to? I bet you managed to like grab some gnarly fucking pictures.
I
Please
did.
tell
I
me.
was making a lot of art back then. My art was definitely not as good, but I was making a ton of art. You know the Twitter, like when you log into Twitter and you don't have a like it doesn't auto log you in
Mm,
and it has that sort of like blue like collage, blue and white collage of like paper.
mm.
Dude, I made that before Twitter did, but
Yo,
with Hong Kong protest like posters, like protest posters.
you still have the file? I need to
I
see this.
do, dude. I do.
Please send that to
Um,
me. I would like to
yeah,
look at that.
sure, I will.
Please.
That's one
Also,
of my favorite pieces. Like it's so incredibly meaningful to me. It's a complete capturing of the moment of the times.
I mean, I'm like, yo, do we get to see Earth Sample like artworks from Hong Kong? Like, do we get to see the Hong Kong era of Earth Sample in
Like maybe
NFTs?
if I was to mint it, it would specifically be that piece because back then I was making art specifically for clothing. This is how I started.
Oh,
I
I see.
like in like 2017, 2016. Um, I I was making art specifically for clothing because I was super into fashion at the time, like street fashion. I
I
mean, I'm
see.
sure a lot of these young artists in the space started like this, where you know you like clothes, you have this desire to create. It's like, okay, what am I going to create? Okay, I like clothes. I want to create, like, I'll make some graphics for clothes. It started with that. So a lot of the art that I made was specifically just for clothing. So it's not on the full screen scale of what
Mm,
I do now. Some of it is like, some of it is what I would actually consider as art as opposed to graphics. And I would possibly mint that protest posters one. But I don't know. It's I don't know when. It would probably have to be on a manifold contract off of Super Rare because
see,
it's so different from everything else.
this is true. Well,
Yeah.
would you also like go back to the photos you took and use them for like more modern works? Like more like current works that you'd work on now instead of like older works?
Yeah, eventually for sure. Like I have a whole hard drive of photos that I'm just sitting on and I'd use
Yo,
them. Yeah, dude, I was taking photos like every day. So I have like I don't know how many thousand. Definitely over 1,000. I don't know if it hit over 2,000, but I have a fuck ton of photos from Hong Kong. So I'll
yo,
definitely go
okay.
back into there at some point.
Listen, you gotta as a film artist, we need to gaze upon those photos, brother.
That would actually be cool, man. And like if I could I would do like a contract maybe or like a series like
Dude,
specifically from
yeah.
that era. That'd
I
be
mean,
cool.
that's sort of one thing that I've noticed has been a little bit avoided by the NFT space is like the topic, certain topics when it comes to China, because also, you know, some of the money that's been coming into NFTs depends on, Chinese investors and all that. But it's one thing where it's like the NFT space can or the technology. I don't like saying the NFT space anymore, but the technology that we have here and that we're utilizing can be really useful for like certain political work or works with political undertones,
I think so
right?
for sure.
And like to me, the big part of it is like China and even technically every sort of government that you would class as corrupt in some form or way, right? Hides shit, right? And so this tech isn't immutable. Now we have problems with how you save your files, but like, this tech can legitimately be used to put problems out there and like make people realize these are actual things or, to start some form of political discourse.
And it's
That
anti-censorable, dude. Like it's
exactly.
you can't get rid of them. So yeah, I think there's a huge thing, like the whole political stuff. There was that one artist, right, who burned her Russian passport. I forget her name.
Wait,
That
what?
was pretty cool.
Oh,
Wasn't the
like
whole
in
like
front of the thing,
yeah
right?
like the embassy, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was cool.
I mean, that's kind of cool, but like you essentially just locked yourself in like whatever fucking country you're in, and if it was Russia, you just fucked yourself. You know, like also imagine like you do that, and the next thing is cops come to deport you because you have no legal papers anymore. Like, okay, hold
Yeah,
on,
that'd be a problem, dude.
hold on, this isn't. It's just like I
I would
mean,
not be down for that.
yeah, it's funny. I remember talking to my dad. I was like, dude, brother, how do I like? How does political work? You know, not become too tacky, not become too on the nose, and actually become strong. And he's like, oh, it's just like you essentially look at some of the best political artists, and it's not stuff that's directly on the nose, right? And so, in that sense,
But it's like a hint towards things.
it's a hint, right? Or it's like underlying tones, right? Where it's like you're essentially able to convey it without like
Yeah, without explicitly showing.
exactly, right? And
Yeah.
then it also what happens is in turn because if it's not vague, but because of its deliberate sort of undertones, it can be like applied into the future on like more events, right? Because it still carries that
Definitely.
political weight with it.
Yeah, because like the context, like all of these sort of political things, anything that's going on in the world, it's not there's always like a they're not individual instances. There's a whole like what's the wording here? There are things that are particulars and there's things that are universals.
Hmm.
And a specific instance is a particular, but the universal behind it is whatever it is, like authoritarian or authoritarianism.
Totalitarian,
I can't even say that word. Totalitarianism. Like there's these things that have been happening throughout human society forever, and I think always will. I mean, maybe Elon Musk will stop that with Neuralink. I don't know. Um, dude,
Yo,
we're
dude,
gonna surpass Monkey, bro. Like
bro.
we're just monkeys right now.
Dude, did you hear he had fucking twins with his fucking top executive at Neuralink, bro?
What?
Yeah, bro. It's an
That
actual
was
rumor.
crazy.
Dude, this man is so giga brained. He's like, yo, I'm gonna create this company that will, make me like have Jarvis in my head, and I'm gonna have the lady that's under me have my babies so that she makes sure Jarvis is in my head. Like,
Oh,
well, I don't know about the last part. If he's making, I think he's just.
nah, you're right, bro. You're on the nose with that one.
Hey, I got it, bro. Yo, I mean, uh, did you? This is sort of a bit off topic completely, but here in Canada, we're dealing with the wildest outage completely.
Mm-hmm.
The banks are down, bro.
Yeah, dude. This is why, like, I mean, this is why we're in it, right? Like,
That's true. It's very true, right?
there's no, what's the central point of failure with what we're doing? I don't know,
Yeah,
but with Rogers, it's just down. I don't know what caused it. It has to be something malicious,
dude.
right?
I absolutely think it is. It's like ain't no way is 32 million population of people gonna wake up to their banking system completely down. Well, not completely down, but like your debit and your Interact payments completely non-functional, to
Mm-hmm.
where 32 million people for one day are either have to resort to using cash or credit. Like and it's like I don't think it's like as wrong as like, yo, oh, I hit the wrong switch. Here's like a false nuclear alarm, like what happened in America, but it's like, no, I think somebody must have been hacked because like, ain't no way something like this just happens on sheer accident.
I think so too, man. Dude,
If
and it also exposed, like, I did not know that the Rogers infrastructure was involved with Interact and like the money stuff. I had no idea.
I,
That's kind of fucked up, no?
that is, it's sort of, yeah, it's like, it's the monopoly of internet access. Like I sort of realized it, but my brain didn't make the connections that yeah, internets use internet. Well, banks use internet. It's like no, banks are using Morse code to transfer you the money. No, they're using internet. So it's like,
Carrier pigeon, bro.
send me $2 million. It's like a fucking fleet of pigeons carrying one bag. It's coming. It's just like I realized when I was moving, and I was like, "Yo, fuck Bell. Like Bell is ass." And I was like, I didn't like Rogers either. And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna go with like another provider." And I realized there's like only one other in Canada, and they get their
Hmm.
internet from one of the two other companies.
Yeah, dude.
And I
It's
was
an
like,
oligopoly here. It's fucked up. That's why we
"It's
pay so much.
yo for real." And it's just like I'm sitting here. I was like, what the fuck? And then I woke up this morning, and that's when I realized, like, oh yeah, banks, yeah, they're heavily reliant on internet, like heavily. 32, like it's now stopped, and it's been going for a whole day, which is crazy, right? Because
Dude,
like,
they put out that they don't know when it's gonna come back.
wait, I mean, it's not out of.
Imagine like weeks long. Dude, I was out getting dinner tonight. Like my mom and I went out to get takeout, and there were all these stores and like restaurants that had pieces of paper taped to the window saying we have internet here. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. This is
Yeah,
like, dude. I mean, what happens when an
do
actual
you,
war breaks out
well,
and cyber attacks? Because that's how they're gonna do it, right? They're gonna
oh,
shut down the internet. They're gonna shut down the grids and shit.
dude, it's wild that you just said cyber attack, because I just realized cyber attack is trending on Twitter, but I didn't realize that they put out a tweet saying they have an ETA. That actually feels more like a cyber attack than a random hack too.
Dude,
Like,
there's no way this was a fucking
yo,
random Joe just fucking doing the wrong thing at Rogers, man.
no, it's not, and it's also not like an anonymous group that's just trying to like hack for fun and get data. No, this seems pretty deliberate to bring down a banking system for,
Yeah.
dude. Wait,
Someone's gonna
hold
walk
on,
out with a bag, dude.
bro. This is it's actually starting to fully dawn on me like how sort of fucked this is. Like actually.
Elaborate.
A banking system for a country of 32 million people has sort of been crippled, like completely crippled, right? To where it's like, imagine if you don't deal with cash, right? You're trying to get your medication or something. You have had to go to the bank to get the cash. Now, what happens when the cash on hand runs short because banks don't have their vaults filled up with money anymore?
Yeah, I mean it's fucked.
like, and this is a first world country too. You know, this isn't like a third world country either. Like,
The illusion breaks, bro.
bro, what the yo? I mean, this is good art fuel. To those listening, this is legitimately some of the best political art fuel you can get. Like, low-key,
Especially if you put a tinfoil hat on.
dude,
Then
straight
things
up.
become super interesting.
Well, it's not even you don't even need to put in a tinfoil. You can just use this to literally point out the fact why certain elements of decentralization are needed within society. Not full decentralization, but like not monopoly either. You know, in the sense that
Agreed.
it gets crippled like this. Because like again, it's like you know, Ethereum's been hacked and been forked once, right? Like that's happened. That's why we have Ethereum Classic and all that jazz. But it's like yeah, the sort of tech we're utilizing is an attempt at avoiding some of the problems that we're witnessing now. Hopefully,
Well, the thing is funny, right? Because we were dealing with like internet money, but what like the internet goes down, what do we
straight
do?
up, bro. Exactly. Yo, my internet money stored on servers. Fuck,
Yeah.
dude. This
What does like is someone gonna make something where it can, you can transfer it over like radio waves or something? I
I
mean, that
mean,
would be cool. That's like some
I
Uber doomsday shit,
dude,
though.
no, actually, but I mean, I mean, yeah, but also it's happening as we speak. Like the
Because
country we're in, bro.
that's like the failure point I see from like these cryptocurrencies is if like internet gets fucked up,
That's true. That's
then
true.
what happens?
It's also if internet gets fucked up, and the other failure point is what happens when the banks completely stop dealing with crypto. If they fully flat out refuse, where are you gonna get your money from? You
Yeah.
know, because that's been another problem in the artist thing, right? Where people are getting banned and like they're having to go through about like extreme roundabout ways to get their ETH or to even mint stuff, right? And then
Fuck.
like what happens when you can no longer do that, right? Or if you even if you're able to do that because of how demonized this crypto or NFT stuff is, you can no longer use your crypto to buy food, right? Like it holds this value, but like nobody in your country wants to use it, so you're pretty much screwed.
hmm Dude, if they like with all the propaganda going on about crypto, like if they did eventually just say fuck crypto, dude, people
We're
would
done.
like the regular person would just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, like let's do it. Fuck
Well,
crypto.
dude, it would be that, and it also like half the people in this space would be like, all right, oh well, let me go back to the way it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, people need to pay bills, bro.
Yeah, no, and it's like yo straight up, right? And it's like the bank ain't gonna fucking give you any leeway, right? Like,
Yeah, and then they offload. Then they bring us to their centralized,
see,
their
oh,
digital bank currencies, whatever it is.
and then once they do that, we on our end, we hack the banking system, we bring down the internet, and we take all the money. How about that?
And then we put ETH back up.
That's
Fuck it.
facts. That's facts, bro. You know what? That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan. That's we'll call it performance art.
Yeah.
Yo, well, Daniel, Earth Sample, thank you for coming on, sir. This was a pleasure. This has
Dude,
been
I really enjoyed this. This was
eh,
nice.
dude, it was for real. It's like I remember like sitting in my art talks in my university and be like, this is the most boring fucking thing on the planet. I want to know what this dude was eating yesterday, bro. Like, you know, like I want to see the artists that I like shit post in real life and like be funny, you know, instead of like, oh, the colors mean this, you know, because you know, some it's just like, you know, artist talks are more fun when you're able to like talk shit and curse, right? So
Yeah, and especially because we're good friends as well. Like it just feels so comfortable.
yes,
And
sir.
I don't know. I like our conversation. We should do this again.
Oh, we're absolutely gonna do this again. I was gonna say like, so we're definitely gonna do a part two. We might do more because this is actually pretty fun.
Dude,
Like,
let's get one with like you, me, Blues, Andre. Let's get one with like you, me, Shivani Colborn. Let's
I'm
get
down
some
for that.
like group calls going on, man.
Yo, I actually, yo, the Shivani Colborn thing would actually be pretty cool. And also,
That would be pretty dope.
I'm trying into those listening when you're listening to this. Look out for next week's artist talk because
Ooh.
I tried to do this for this week, but it sort of didn't work out. But for next week, I'm trying to organize a talk where it's some of us who participated in the show. So it's probably going to be me and you, like, away, who didn't have any sort of physical presence or any physical help.
Hmm.
And I wanted us to like have like literally like a little group sort of art talk where we were, all of us were talking about our experience with the show, and then have Finn, Dre, and Blues there because they were there the whole time, right? Like
Yep.
they, and so that's definitely gonna happen. And the Colborne Shivani one, that would be cool because I already recorded one with Colborne and
That one
Carlos.
was dope, man.
That's fire, bro. We got the whole fucking ASCII fucking
Yeah,
visualizer in the
dude.
background, brother. Hey, hey. I only save those for the special talks. Like the OG talks. I'm like, yo, when that happened, I was like, ain't no way I'm actually recording this conversation between these two OGs, bro. It was
Yeah,
kind of
man, it's
wild.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yo, but it's such a great space for real. Well, yo, sir. Thank you for coming. To those listening, go follow Earth Sample on Twitter. Go follow him on Super Rare. Go fucking bid on his work. I need somebody to outbid fuck render on one of your
Yeah.
pieces. Yeah,
Dude, I really thought that guy was gonna come in with another bid, but he didn't. So
dude. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, I would have been mad as shit. I would have been like, you can't. I'm gonna say this to like this applies to all artists, right? If you have struggled to get your money and now you get your money, do not undercut other artists because
yeah, I
you
mean it was kind
went.
of crazy.
Dude, yeah, no, it's like you went through the same fucking thing. Don't fucking get too good for us now and fucking submit a fucking half-ass bid. And this goes to any fucking artist. If you were struggling and you made your money, you better pay the artist what they are due and what they ask for. It's the same because literally we apply the same justification for our prices that you applied for yours when you were selling and we're not selling.
So the
Right?
thing is, though, I
What's up?
didn't have a reserve or a list price, and I'm sure he didn't check my profile.
Hey man,
So I'll give him
listen.
benefit of the doubt with that.
Yeah,
Just
well,
saying.
see, my sort of net against hitting the ground was this is to all artists.
Yes, yes. Agreed, agreed.
I am not calling anyone in. Well, maybe we may have. Listen, I am not calling anyone out in specific. Maybe I am. Listen, we'll deal with this later. We'll deal with this later. I will get blacklisted on my own time, brother. But yeah. Thanks for coming, G. This was great. Again, to those listening, go follow him. Go bid on the works. Go buy his shit up. It's great fucking work. And we
At
will
Earth
see.
Sample on everything.
Yes, sir. Oh, dude, your links are already in the description, bro. Don't even
Oh,
worry,
bet.
bro. What you think this is, bro? Come on
Yeah.
now. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
See ya.